So last week I asked you to bring something. You found it. Where did you find it?
In the closet.
In the closet.
That's where I desk.
That's your baptismal candle. Who held it for you when you were baptized?
Our mom.
Your mom? Probably your godparent, too. And they held it for you. And do you know why they held it? When you come into church, what do? You light a candle. You know why we light a candle? To remind us of our baptismal candle. That's why we light candles in the church, to remind us of that. So somebody held that candle for you when you were baptized so that one day you would grow up and you would light your own candle and say, you know what? I believe that Jesus is the light of the world. That's it. That's why we hold candles, to say that Jesus is the light of the world. And at Easter time, we have candles, right? Have you come to the Anastasy service, or the Easter service? Don't we say Christos Anesti and the priest lifts up the candle? And we all light from that candle we light from the priest? All of that represents our baptism. We go back. And every Sunday, or anytime we go to church, we light a candle in the back to say, I am a baptized Christian, and I believe that Jesus is the light of the world. So, when you were baptized, I'm surprised, usually the candle, your baptismal candle, they're big. They're like this. I bet those were the extras. I bet there was a big one too somewhere. Keep looking. Oh, you have it? Oh, you have it? Oh, good.
But it's a little bit bent.
It's bent, huh?
Yeah.
Because it's what? Because it was in the closet?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let me give you a trick. If you take it and hang it someplace hot, maybe in the shower, over and over and over again, it'll start to bend back. It'll come back. Don't try to do it with your hands, you'll break it. But why is it so big, we said last week? Why?
Because when we grow.
When you grow, that's right. You grow and you use it. And it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Which candle should you bring at Easter time? That's right, bring your baptismal candle at Easter time. That's the tradition. And you know, if and when you get married, you bring the same candle. Your bride, your wife will have a candle, her baptismal candle, you have your baptismal candle, and you see it follows you all the way through your life. That's the way it should be. So it doesn't belong in a closet, it should be where your icons are, someplace you can protect it. Okay? So make sure you bring those candles at Easter time. But what did we talk about last week? Do you remember? What was the focus? With the what? The Sticharion. Yes, the Sticharion. And of the things that are up there, which one is the Sticharion? This or this?
This.
This. Very good. This is the Sticharion, right? And we said that's the first thing that the priest puts on. Every priest, even a bishop, wears a Sticharion underneath. Does anyone else wear a Sticharion in the church?
No.
Sure. What did I say last week? Remember?
Yes. The sub-people.
That's right. Very good. The sub-people. What's your name? You're attorney again. You turn to your attorney. What's your name? And he turns to his attorney. What's your name? Oh, do you have an alias? No, you don't want to tell me. No, he doesn't want to tell me. Okay, it's all right. You don't have to tell me. Someday you'll tell me. But you're very smart. That's why I want to know your name. Yes, the sub-deacons or the altar boys. So the altar boys, what they're wearing, the red, that's a Sticharion. It can be a different color, but it is the first thing that someone wears when they become, as they go up in ministering to the church, the Sticharion. Very good. And what did we say it's supposed to be made out of? Silk or linen. Nothing with animals. Okay, to represent nothing that was killed in order to be put on our bodies. And it represents one more thing, our baptism. So usually, not always, usually it's very light color, and it's like a white. Typically not red like the altar boys, if it's going to be underneath the vestments. So if you notice, mine is white. Usually the Sticharion is white underneath. And you can put other colors on top, but underneath is that. The next thing that I want to tell you, oh, what did we say? All of the vestments, what was the word we said? What's it called? Starts with an A. Amphia. Can you say that? Amphia. Those are the vestments. So we're learning a little bit of Greek, we're learning a little bit of theology at the same time. So the Amphia are all of them. The first is the Vestments. And another thing just to remember, why is there a string here? Remember? What do I do with the string?
You tie it.
You tie it around the wrists, like that. Okay? And you'll see why, I think it's next week, we're going to be talking about what goes there. But we tie it up. And when I'm putting it on, do I just put it on? What do I do when I'm putting it on?
Say a prayer.
That's right, we say a prayer. And we say, may God dress me like what? If you know this, then I give you A++. You remember this. Oh, your attorney is telling you. Like a bridegroom. So when you get married, you're supposed to wear something special. So when I put on this, and I'm wearing, and I'm tying around my hands, I say, may the Lord dress me as a bridegroom of the church. Every time I do it, I say that prayer. There's this prayer that I say. Then I put on something else. I put on this. Do you have any idea what this is called? Oh, you know. What is it? It's the Epitrachelion. Epitrachelion. It's tough, isn't it? That tongue twister. Epitrachelion. You see what it looks like? Isn't it pretty? Notice it's connected, isn't it? It's really one piece, but it's connected with buttons. Do you know what it means? Do you know what it stands for? And see what at the end, what do you see on the end there? Like tassels, right? The little things. Well, this represents something in the church. This is very important.
God's body?
What is it?
God's body?
God's body. You are more right than you realize when you say that, and I will explain to you what it is. This is what the altar boys wear. This, although that's called an Epitrachelion, this is called an orarion, because it goes around their bodies. But look, isn't it interesting? Very similar, isn't it? The only thing that's missing is it's not connected. See, it's not connected. If it was connected and a little bit wider, it would look very similar to that. You can make it look very similar. So before you can wear that as a priest, you have to wear an orarion. The deacons wear this. And the priest, it connects and it becomes that. And when the deacon wears it, and this is really a neat thing. When the deacon wears it, he wears it like this. Have you ever seen a deacon in the church? No? And he holds it up like this. When he prays, he has his book, and he holds up the orarion like this. You know why? Because it's supposed to signify the wings of the angel. So the altar boys, they're all angels, right? Very nice, very well-disciplined children, young men. Yeah, I know. But they're supposed to be the angels in the church. And they're supposed to hold the orarion. If they're a deacon, they hold their orarion to represent the wings. But after a while, they come and they tie it around, like they're wearing it now. They're wearing it around because now they are not announcing anything, they are now working. They are working. And so it wraps around their bodies almost like apron. You see? But this is the orarion, as we said, and this is the Epitrachelion. Now, before we finish, I want to tell you what this means, why we wear this. Does anybody know, even from the adults? Any idea? It represents that Jesus said he is the shepherd. He is the shepherd. And I don't know if you've ever been to Greece to see shepherds when they're at work. Yes? Have you been there?
I went to Cyprus, but...
You went to Cyprus? No shepherds there. Yeah. They're there. They're out there somewhere. But if you ever get a chance to see a shepherd, tell them or ask them, how do you get a sheep to come back when it runs away? How do you think they do it? With a lasso? They lasso it, they bring it? Well, even if they lasso it, how would you bring it back? How do you think?
I think they just haul it.
Haul it? in a sense, you do haul it, but what you do is you take the lamb and they put it on their necks. They put the lamb on their necks. This is the way a shepherd, and he holds the legs. He holds the legs on one side, and he holds the legs on the other side, right? And it's on his back, and he brings it back. That's how he brings it back to all the other lambs that did not run away. That's how the shepherd brings it back. And so to remind us that if there's two, then he has to go back and forth if there's two. But usually it's one that runs away, and they go and they get it. Well, the priest